Hi everyone and welcome to Infonox Market Insights with me, Richard Perry, analysing markets for Infonox on Wednesday the 26th of January. It is the day of a crucial FOMC meeting today. Markets have spent the last few weeks in significantly elevated volatility mode, with bond yields moving sharply higher, and markets have been pricing in the prospect of ever tightening Federal Reserve monetary policy. Now, the first moment we have in 2022 to get a real sense of what the Fed is thinking is today. So markets will be focusing on that. The market sentiment into this meeting today is a little bit conservative, a little bit cautious now. We've got the big selling pressure that we've seen in recent days, which has settled down to an extent, and FX markets and commodities are a little bit settled early morning, but we're likely to see elevated volatility through the end of the session in the wake of that Fed meeting later. Markets have been under pressure recently also from geopolitics as well, with the tensions between Russia and Ukraine on the border. They're driving sentiment lower in markets as well. So how that plays out in the coming days is again going to be crucial for the direction of major markets. Now, we've also got the Bank of Canada today. Could the Bank of Canada potentially be engaging in a surprise rate hike? That is potentially going to happen, but certainly in front of that meeting, the Canadian dollar has been one of the stronger currencies, but will it continue to rise in the wake of that meeting this afternoon? The Federal Reserve isn't likely to hike rates, but it could even engage in a surprise ending of its quantitative easing purchases. So again, that could be the risk there, but markets are likely to be a bit tentative in front of that Fed meeting later today. Now, the charts I'm looking out for today, I've got the euro dollar chart, which euro has been under pressure from not only that strengthening dollar, but also the fact that the Ukrainian-Russian tensions have been dragging euro lower as well. So euro has been under pressure to the downside, but will that continue? I'm also going to be looking at gold price. Again, geopolitical tensions rising means that gold has been given a bit of a bid as well. And finally, looking out for the DAX. DAX has been under pressure. Equity markets sharply lower, but are there signs of support? Let's have a look. So onto the Infonox MT5 platform, and we can see that Eurodollar has been in this uptrend channel, this shallow trend channel for the last 6 weeks or so, but it's now breaking down. 113 big figure support being broken, and in the last few days, yesterday we actually intraday breached the 112.70 level. Didn't hold into the close, but it's just drifting over again today, and we can see that on the 4-hour chart, we can see the continued run of lower highs and lower lows on this 4-hour chart, now breaking below that 113 big figure area again this morning, falling over. So the pressure remains to the downside, and you've got this negative correlation on the 4-hour chart RSI as well. So at the moment, certainly rallies are being sold into. You've got the double pressure of the strengthening dollar, but also the weakening euro on the back of that geopolitical risk for Europe, given the Russian-Ukrainian issues. So there's some moves euro to the downside, but ultimately, does that mean that we're going to see further weakness? I think we could be testing that 112.20 to 111.85 level of support, but will that then decisively break to the downside? Dollar today may be certainly volatile on the back of this Fed decision, and how the market comes out of this Fed meeting could be a really important moment. And as similarly on gold, we've seen the move higher in recent days. We had the breakout last week, and it's held that move 1826 to 1832 key level of support consistently now, and also with these geopolitical tensions still in the market as well, we're seeing the ticking higher of gold, but just sort of consolidating to an extent. I've said previously that anything around 60, 65 on that RSI sort of struggles on this chart, but ultimately this is a move that is going higher on the near-term basis. You are seeing higher lows and higher highs, but there is a only slight negative divergence on this 4-hour chart now. But ultimately, I think as long as this support at 1828, 1832 holds, I think gold remains positive on a near-term basis. I think on a medium to longer-term basis, I'm still concerned that sort of any moves towards the upper side of this sort of trading range continue to sort of be sold into back towards 1800, but for now, near-term outlook looks positive. And finally, on the DAX, we've seen the sharp sell-off on the DAX in recent days, but again, anytime we see the DAX back around this 1480 to 1500 area, we see intraday buying into weakness. Market doesn't want to see that market move below 15,000, and again intraday we've seen that rally off 15,000, rallying today, and it's up higher 250 pips from that level. So it does seem as though that there is still this appetite to buy DAX around that level, and you can see on the 4-hour chart there is this potential, if I zoom in a little bit, for a small base pattern moving above 15,285 on this chart. You can see that that would complete a base pattern. You can see the improvement in the momentum. So the selling phase seems to be sort of petering out a little bit. You've got the sort of posting of higher low supports now starting to come in. And if you see a consistent move above 15,300, I think that that would again sense that there is this near-term turnaround. You could then sort of start measuring base patterns of 300 to 400 ticks higher, and that would certainly take you towards the next resistance around that 15,600 to 15,650 area of resistance. So thanks for joining me. I hope you found that informative for your trading. I'll be back on Friday. We'll be looking at how markets are settling down in the wake of the Federal Reserve meeting and also that US Q4 growth data. So I'll leave you with the Infonox support and resistance table, and I will speak to you then. Thank you very much, and good luck in your trading, everyone.